Hey, welcome to another episode of Spontaneous Disruption. It's your girl, Elle.
And it's your host, Nikki.
Hey, girl, what's up?
What's up?
I'm so glad to see you. I haven't seen your face in a little bit.
Long time no see.
Yes.
Did you miss me?
I did actually miss you.
Face?
I did.
Yeah, girl.
How was your trip? Tell me about your trip. Tell the people about your trip. Since now you can talk about it, you're back now.
It was absolutely fabulous. I had a really good time. The UAE is an interesting place. I went to Dubai and Abu Dhabi, and I did all the stuff like, you know.
Did you ride the camels?
I did. I rode a camel.
You did not mention that. I wasn't getting on that thing.
It was easy because like they sit them down all the way, so you basically just climb over
and get between the humps.
I'm used to mountain things, you know what I'm saying?
See what you did there. Okay, but anyway.
Not true.
Did you do dinner in the sky? People do that too.
I did not do dinner in the sky. I had I'm scared of heights, right?
I did not know you were scared of heights.
However, I did go up in the Burj Khalifa.
Okay. Whatever that
which is like, but even, I'm sorry, it's like the tallest building in the world.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah. I didn't know that was the name of it, but yeah.
Yeah.
I just know it by sight. Yeah.
Burj Khalifa. And then there's another famous hotel, the only 7-star hotel
7
in the world.
Stars. Was it worth it? Did it look like it was 7
I didn't
stars?
stay there.
I know, but you still went through.
Toured it.
Yeah.
It was beautiful. I mean, it's just kind of like gold clad
very
stuff,
opulent.
you know. Yeah.
Okay.
But the area it's in is really nice. It's an interesting society. You know, obviously people speak very highly of, you know, the UAE and, you know, just talk about how opulent it is. And it is. I mean, honestly, the architecture is absolutely beautiful. It's almost like, you know, one building is competing to be better, than the other and then the next.
How about
it is
the people?
Very much so a tourist-driven economy.
Yeah.
60% of the population is Indian, like transplants
I did
from
not
India.
know that.
I didn't know that either. There are quite a few Chinese people as well. And Emirati is actually a smaller portion of the population. I don't know the exact number, but yeah. So, I mean, I learned a little bit about kind of their social issues and stuff. They show you everything, you know, but the prisons and you know, all the crazy stuff. I think I told you about the time I almost got arrested in China, right? I think I told you about that, right?
Refresh me.
No, girl. But anyway, I almost got arrested in Dubai as well.
You did not tell me this. What you do? You always doing something.
So quick. Okay, story time, real quick. So in China, I was in Hong Kong, like a bull in the China shop, and I had my purse on my shoulder, and I turned and accidentally knocked this teacup off of the shelf, and it shattered. And so I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, whatever, I'll pay for it. They were like, well, you have to buy the whole set. I was like, I don't really want the whole set. Why can't you just charge me for the teacup, whatever? They were like, no, we have to charge you for the whole set. I was like, all right, how much is the set? They were like $1,200 US. I was like, you got me effed up.
Girl, you never told me this story. Now I'd be like, I ain't got no damn $1,200. Quit playing with me.
I said, y'all got me effed up. So I'm not doing that. I'm not paying for that. You're trying to rip me off, basically. And so they were like, okay, well, we're gonna call the police. I was like, well, okay, well, go ahead, you know. And fortunately,
did they detain you?
Fortunately, my mother-in-law was with me. No, I was ready for them to go ahead and call the police, and like I was ready to, you know, like let's go ahead and
ain't no way in hell I'm not about to go through anybody's legal system in another country. I'm just not gonna do it.
So my mother-in-law, yeah, she pulled me to the side. She was like, "You do not want to go to jail in China, Nikki." I was like, "You're right." Okay, so I paid the money, and then when I got back, I gave the tea set away to my ex-husband's great aunt, like, because she would do high tea. I was just like, I cannot even look at this tea set.
I can't believe
it was beautiful.
They
it was
loss prevention, and I'm sure you're not the first person to knock something over. That's so unfair.
I'm sure, yeah. But anyway, so lesson learned, expensive lesson. Girl, I'm getting some expensive lessons. Okay, and then in Dubai, was on my way out. I was on good behavior the whole time. I was on my way out in the airport, passed through immigration, blah, blah, blah. Did quite a bit of like shopping while I was there. And so my suitcase was imbalanced. And so I rushed to kind of repack things, and I was going to have to carry on. I usually don't do carry-ons. I try to avoid that. But I was going to have to do a carry-on and carry some of my stuff. And so one of the bags I transferred into my carry-on was one of those Arabian like knives. You know, one of those daggers.
Oh, yeah.
It was like a beautiful, like, it was like had shelled. It was like the blade was
I'd be worried about
engraved,
you.
like
You be
whatever.
Guns and knives and all
Girl,
kind of stuff.
that thing was so beautiful. I was definitely gonna have some Arabian Nights, and I was like, yes, I'm taking this home. And yeah, so got through immigration, all that, and did not pass security. And long story short, again, they sent my basket back through to check it again. I was like, what could be the problem? And they did it again, and then they sent me over to the little station like they have here, where they got a deeper examination. And I was like, I looked at the X-ray. I was like, I know what it is. Oh my gosh. And so the lady was nice, you know, she was cool. You know, I told her I'm pretty sure what it was, and she told me to take it out. I took it out. It was wrapped in bubble wrap. I took it out of that. She asked me to, handed it to her. And then she called over to her supervisor, who was a woman sitting at a desk. And there happened to be a man standing there with her in uniform. I guess he was like, you know, some type of officer or whatever.
He's heavy.
Yeah. And he just started yelling at me. And he was just like, why would you bring that? You know, and I'm like, I had already trained myself to deal with these kind of issues over there, because I already knew the horror stories about, you know, the young lady who she just barely like touched somebody on the shoulder.
No.
And she spent a year in jail over there.
You don't put your hands on people.
I was just like, you know what? I said, I don't know what I was thinking. I said, I am so sorry. I said, you know, I was out there. I had to, my luggage was too heavy. Had to repack, and I just forgot it was in there. And I was like, but I understand you guys have to confiscate it. And he just calmed down too.
My thing is, why you gotta be all puffed up?
Right.
Just, okay,
because I wasn't puffed up.
Just let me know what the issue is. Just say, I have to take it. Why do you have to yell at me and ask me? Obviously, I forgot.
Right. No. So, and that's the thing, right? So if you react and respond, it's like they're trying to provoke you.
Yeah, you don't have to yell at me.
I was like, yeah, all right, man. I was like, you got it.
Oh, I'm so glad it wasn't me, because I have a tendency to give people the same energy they give me, and it's not good.
So if you go over there, and I know you're planning on potentially taking a trip, you're gonna have to prepare for that. Well, and the other thing was, I was just tired of being called brown sugar.
Yeah, brown sugar.
Hey, brown sugar.
Brown sugar.
I was like, work on your pickup line, man. Like, seriously. But anyway, I had a fabulous time. Otherwise, I went absolutely everywhere, nonstop, and then got back and celebrated my birthday.
I know, awesome. I'm sorry, I didn't make
busy weekend there.
We had a crappy storm. But I am going to take you out to dinner.
I flew into it.
I want you to tell me where you want to go, but I do have a place in mind.
So, I don't have a place in mind. However, I would like a steak.
Ooh, I was thinking Little Sparrow. Never
been there.
Yeah, it's supposed to be really
good?
nice.
You've been there?
No, I've never been. I've only heard great things about it. Yes.
Oh, cool. I don't know. I could go to Longhorn.
Is it a little alley too?
I could go to Longhorn. One of the best steaks I've ever had was from Longhorn.
I know. We had Longhorn before. It was good. I'm going to take you somewhere nicer, girl. Don't do that, girl. Don't do that.
Yeah, but anyway, I'm sorry for.
So I'm glad to see you. That's all right. That's an interesting story.
I'm not in jail, but I lost this another expensive lesson, because
how much
the
was
knife
it?
wasn't cheap.
Scared.
I don't even remember, because I had to do the calculation. I have the receipt, but I was like, man, my heart hurt. I was
that
like,
man took that knife home. He took it home.
Oh yeah. I was asking them. I was like, can I ship it to myself? Blah blah blah. And they were like, well, I mean, I could have, because they have. But the problem was, I had already been through immigration.
Oh yeah.
So I couldn't go back through processing and then process out. No. So.
Oh well.
That was what happened.
Well, I'm glad you're
but
here.
I had a good time.
I'm glad you had a
And
good time.
I got the card of the person who I bought it from. So I was
Awesome.
thinking about reaching out and asking him, how much did I pay for that? Like,
know.
nah, I just got to do the conversion.
I'm just glad it worked out for you.
Yeah. And that I'm not
On the
in
other
Dubai
hand,
jail.
so while you were all
How was your time?
you were all wrapped in opulence. I was stuck here in Georgia during rainstorms. It rained like 3 days straight. I didn't even think you were gonna make it back. So we had that. We had some down trees.
So was it 3 days of storming, like even before I got back, and then it was the torrential downpour? The torrential Helene.
Well, the Helene. No, it had been raining 3 days before Helene even hit the joint. Girl. It had already been raining pretty steady for 3 days. We have so much water. I sprung a leak in my guest bedroom. Not a big one, but yeah, all that rain, eventually something seeped through. So, the bae got up there and fixed it for me. So,
isn't it nice to have a man who?
It's nice to have somebody very, very handy to take care of things. I won't get my ass up there. I'm sure it saved me several $100s to have somebody else up there.
I'm handy too, but like attics and roofs, I don't really.
I ain't getting up there. Really he a little narrow. He a slim goody. My fat ass would have fell off. I hurt myself. Although
it's just scary.
I didn't want him up there. It was windy. I was like, you don't need to be up there if it's too windy with your little narrow ass.
Oh no, I'm just not a fan of heights for real. I'm just like, even looking down.
My roof line is not that high, but I still wouldn't.
But once you get up there, and look like down. A fall, you're breaking something.
Yeah, I'm old too. I definitely would some shit. Glad I didn't get up there. No, thank you. But yeah, so and other than that, I had some friends. Like they're like family. They came because they were in Augusta and they got hit pretty hard. They didn't have any power. Some places in Augusta still don't have power. They had a lot of flooding, a lot of down trees.
I know that's why you bailed on my birthday.
I did because they were coming and it was a whole situation with them getting out of the city. It was that bad. And
I think it was like four people who were like affected in some way, like had something going on and couldn't make it. But it was still a good turnout and had fun. But yeah, I was just like so sorry to hear about like everybody going back and forth too, and I was having stuff I wanted to go, but yeah, I like to eat, and I've been wanting to try culinary dropout, and it was all right.
It was just okay.
Some people didn't. I enjoyed my food.
Okay.
I did not enjoy my drink, so I had like a sangria. Not worth it. It's not good. I told you I was just trying to I'm drinking on special occasions, and I will say, the porn star at Draw Bar. It's a drink.
Did I have that cocktail before? I knew what you were talking about. I'm trying to see if I had that.
Good.
I may have. I don't know. But if you're saying it's that good, I must not have had it.
That is so good. But then I love transition.
Yeah,
me too. Love that place. Yeah. But then I transitioned to culinary dropout and had a sangria, and it was trash. It was trash.
Yeah.
But my food was good, but other people complained about theirs. I was like, oh, sorry.
So yeah, that's all I did, and I worked. I had some stuff going on at work too. I was like totally stressed out.
Oh my gosh!
But yeah, I didn't have anything.
How you feeling now?
I don't know. I'm okay actually. I'm
not stressed.
No, I'm not stressed.
Okay. Are you rested?
No, I'm never rested, but I'm working on it.
You've been working on it for a long time. Like, how's that going?
Yeah, honestly, because I'm just gonna be honest, it's just an imbalance that I have. I need to go get some blood work done to see what's going on because I can't sleep. I don't know.
That might be hormonal.
Yeah,
could be. Yeah. I've been through that, and I do think we have like changes that happen to us over time. Like, it could be anything though.
It's tough being a woman. It's a rough job, folks.
I mean, yeah.
So all you folks out here, I want to offend nobody that want to be a woman, but honey, us cisgenders is rough. Is that what it's called?
No joke.
Cis female.
It's
a lot. It's a lot, y'all.
Cis woman.
I don't know.
I'm just confused. A woman. Whatever. I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. All right, girl. Well, let's get on with this show. Let's start with Technically Speaking. What you got, boo?
All right. I'm gonna talk about California.
California, yay.
They do not know how to party, girl. So apparently they had an AI safety bill on the floor, and Governor Newsom had vetoed it.
Mr. Handsome.
I know, he's like cool or whatever. However, he kind of folded here, but anyway, I mean, I think it's really important that they take some, put some AI safety precautions in place, but apparently they aren't ready for it. So basically, the bill was proposed in light of like the generative AI's like fast growing like learning capabilities and everything. I mean, at this point, it can create text, photos, videos, whatever,
everything.
And it's a pretty open-ended response. I think I told you, like, I gave it a prompt to like create a schedule incorporating X, Y, da 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 da. Girl, that thing spit out a detailed plan. I was like, thank you.
I know, that's
and I
super
tweaked it.
wild.
Like, I had to do very few tweaks. But yeah, so it's exciting. And it's scary because,
it's
like, you know,
scary.
people like worry about like losing their jobs, you know, the jobs becoming obsolete. I mean, that's what this
And
whole
part of
support
it,
strike is
that's
about.
part of it. My huge concern is just people don't know what's real and what's fake anymore. And that's going to create a lot of chaos, like mayhem.
Yeah. I mean, but they're worried about, like, you know, it's one thing, you know, in terms of the misinformation that is spread out there because of, you know, fakes and everything. But the job destruction essentially is what people are more worried about, you know, and the economic impacts that can have. I mean, the misinformation obviously can impact us politically in other ways, which can lead to economic, you know, impacts. But also just like it potentially overpowering humans one day and just having some really catastrophic effects. So, but what happened here is the tech industry out there, the folks, Microsoft, your T-Mobile, or whatever. I mean, they have their whole, you know, associations, and they're basically big money. Well, they raised objections, and they're basically saying that, you know, it's going to drive AI companies out of the state, which is a huge revenue stream for them, tax-wise, and hinder innovation. So he, again, Newsom folded.
What was exactly in it? Do you know some of the highlights, some of the high points?
No, I don't know exactly what's in the bill. I did not read the bill.
Trying to put some like guardrails in place.
Yeah, they just thought it was like too broad reaching. That's what I understood. And then, but so I do know that the governor, he ordered some state agencies to expand their assessments of the risks of catastrophic events from AI. But it just seems like they have analysis paralysis at this point because they keep saying that, but like they're not doing anything, and it's just going to be, by the time they do something like Skynet will have taken over. So I don't know. It's not.
We got to do something because, you know, we know what happened when they didn't put enough guardrails around just internet, period, social media and things like that. You know, it's the seventh circle
like
hill. It's the wild
retroactive
west.
efforts are always short.
I don't know, but I guess all this stuff is still developing. So we'll see where it goes.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, that's always my concern too, the loss of jobs and things like that. But I'm like, we shall see. Economically, AI may not be a good thing when you just think about economics and people not being able to work.
It's very scary.
It is.
I mean, like I was in like the port, the dock workers and stuff, and their whole strike. That's what it's about. You know, they feel like AI is like becoming too pervasive.
Oh, I did not know that's
and
what
it's
those
threatening
strikes are
jobs.
about, the recent strike folks were talking about. So,
So it started today.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think, girl, you better stock up on some stuff.
That's what they were saying.
Definitely gas, whatever. It's going to have some impacts on supply chain, obviously.
I'll tell you what. I think
unless they get it resolved.
They'll get it resolved, and hopefully they'll get some of what they want if it's going to help. You know.
Yeah, or somebody else is gonna win. I'm not really sure, but I think they want to dissuade, you know, AI integration, but I think it's just gonna force them to speed it up.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah, we gotta.
So they're not, you know, beholden to these unions and everything else. It's like, all right.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Well, and other news. I don't know if you've noticed. I hadn't really, but I have read about YouTube blocking videos from artists like Adele, Green Day, Bob Dylan, Britney Spears, Kendrick Lamar, folks like that, and other artists because of an ongoing copyright dispute with the performance rights organization called SESAC.
I had not heard this.
Yeah, and it's some old long weird name, so I have to look it up. But anyway, YouTube says that its existing license with SESAC has now expired, and so it necessitated them having to take down a bunch of videos.
Oh, so this is recent. Like
this
they
was
just okay. I was
very
gonna say because I
recent.
know I've seen Kendrick Lamar on YouTube.
Yeah, they said that and some folks had actually noticed, users took notice and were saying things on social media that they were finding some of the videos were not on YouTube and that these videos were like blocked. YouTube support team responded on Twitter saying that their music license with SESAC had expired without an agreement on renewal conditions despite their efforts. So for that reason, they said they had blocked content on YouTube in the US, so we shall see. Some folks were saying that their agreement didn't expire quite yet and that they took these videos or blocked these videos down as some sort of negotiation tactic. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with that.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people are still just looking at videos on YouTube. Occasionally I'll pull up some stuff, but
yeah.
All right, folks. So that's what's happening if you're searching for some videos and you can't find them or they're not playing for you.
So basically, this is your time to stop scrolling for a minute,
So hopefully they're going to renew their existing deal soon. But as of today, this reporting, that hasn't been resolved. So,
Okay.
All right. So we shall see. What you got, girl?
Well, just, again, we're just talking about AI and its impact. Well, ChatGPT has just released its advanced voice mode. It's a feature that lets you basically have natural real-time conversations with this AI assistant, versus just doing like text prompts or whatever. So, or just voice prompts. So you can actually have a conversation with this thing. And so basically the innovation is like aiming to like make interactions more engaging, more human-like. And I think in not only jobs they're gonna be replacing your boyfriend,
I find that so weird. I told you I tried chit-chatting with it. It's just like, I know that like I'm not actually talking to a real person, but I can imagine that some people who are lonely would probably get a kick out of it. But I don't know. I mean, I need human interaction. I need like a physical touch, that sort of thing. But people are taking it too far. I actually saw some video on this advanced voice mode, and it's kind of funny. I don't know how I feel about it because it kind of mimics how you talk to it. So if you're like, hey girl, how you doing? It'll be like, girl, I'm doing all right. What you doing over there? What's your vibe today? So it's just, I was just like, don't patronize me, sort of thing. Right. And then one guy started saying he wanted his chat person to speak patois. The damn thing started speaking patois to him.
Yeah. So that was another wild thing. It definitely has the dialects now.
Yeah.
Everything from Arabic to Ebonics. So
Ebonics, no.
Yeah. No, seriously, it's just, it's not just additional languages. Yeah. It's like you said, the dialects and stuff. So it's a lot.
It's a lot.
And we are all teaching it.
Have you tried
We're
it?
all teaching it. No, girl. No.
I mean,
I'm not lonely.
Your automated home girl?
No. No. I know. I got plenty of real friends.
You do have a lot of friends. No. You have a lot of friends.
You do too. They just not here. They're just not here.
I love my friends. I miss my friends.
Just not here.
Chill. Yeah. So. All right, girl. So let's get into some low vibration news. I don't know if you had a chance to read up or hear about this couple in Arkansas, child. This is like some trailer park, literally. So this, no offense to people in Arkansas. I know there's some beautiful homes there. I went to college there. I know there's some educated people. I'm not trying to say that. But these people literally, lived in a trailer park and they tried to sell their baby for a 6-pack of beer and $1,000.
Have you met babies like, infants? Like,
Have I met babies?
Yes, I would probably
met babies.
I'd probably trade a couple of them.
Yeah, so the baby's parents, the baby was a boy, by the way, Darian, Urban, and Shailene Ehlers, Ehlers, anyway. Darian, daddy's 21 and mommy's 20. They were arrested late September by the Benton County Sheriff's Office and charged with endangering the welfare of a minor and attempting to negotiate the relinquishment of a minor for adoption.
Who were they trying to sell the baby to?
Apparently they had gone around the campgrounds where, the trailer park. They went around the trailer park asking folks for beer, and they were trying to trade the baby for beer.
Were there any takers?
There was a taker. As I understand it, earlier in the day, somebody wanted to babysit the baby and gave them some beers. It was weird. I was like, maybe they thought the baby was in some sort of danger, and maybe they just gave them the beers so they could just care for the child. I don't know.
Weird, though. It's weird.
Very weird. But the child was not found in the greatest of health either. Apparently, the baby was, had poopy diaper and had rashes and things of that nature. But yeah.
Wow.
So after they had gone around the trailer park trying to negotiate for their 6-pack of beer and $1,000, someone finally called the police. So the police comes and they obtained a letter where dad and mom agreed to give a man custody of their baby in exchange for the $1,000. Okay. So in the letter signed by both of the parents, it included a disclaimer, and it said there will be no change in y'all two's mind and to never contact us again. This is supposedly what they put. Okay. So they signed the letter and they had intended to surrender the baby the following Monday. Okay. So the detective went and he goes to talk to the folks, mom and dad, Darian and Shailene. And he asked a couple where the baby was, and the father said he's with the man, and that the baby was undergoing an adoption.
Okay, an adoption.
Undergoing an adoption. Okay.
Wow.
So yeah, that's where we are. So that's what babies are going for nowadays. Apparently, a 6-pack of beer and $1,000. That wasn't gonna get them very far. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
Poor baby.
I'm sorry. That's crazy.
That's
crazy.
It is
it's
absolutely
definitely
insane.
some difficult babies out here.
There's some difficult babies out here, but I still think they're worth a bit more than $1,000.
I mean, you cannot sell a child, period.
Yeah, you shouldn't be selling children. Man. I'm just kidding on that, folks. Don't go out here selling your kids for no amount of money. Now go through the proper channels if you want to give the child up for adoption. Don't be abusing them and all that.
They do have options.
Yeah. I was gonna say drop the baby off at a church even, but then they want their beer and they $1,000. I don't think the church giving that out.
Makes you wonder though, like they're in Arkansas, what their abortion
law
is, and whether or not they actually wanted to have this baby. I mean, obviously they created the baby.
Yeah, because the baby's 2 months, so I guess you're right. She probably couldn't have had an abortion if she wanted to.
So you're out here selling babies for a 6-pack. That's
just insane. So yeah, one of the witnesses said that they had spoken to the couple. And they said the young lady, the mom, said, it was beginning to be too much to take care of 2 dogs and a baby. So instead of getting rid of 2 dogs, they got rid of the baby.
I can't, man. The rationale here.
Yeah, so.
The reasoning.
So that's where we are, child. Folks selling babies. But anyway, so that is low vibration. So what you got to bring us higher, sis?
Yeah, something much better. We can definitely go higher from there, right? So I want to talk about Kalila Harris. She is a visual art curator and entrepreneur. And at the height of her career, she learned that she needed a myomectomy, which is like a surgery to remove fibroids, right? Mm-hmm. And it's actually a condition that disproportionately affects Black women and comes with some pretty debilitating symptoms, right? Well, this type of surgery is very costly, very complex, and many women just can't afford it. Like, so they end up living with all the pain. Yeah. The bleeding, everything else that happened. I had a friend, she had a hysterectomy.
We all know someone.
She had a hysterectomy.
I know a few people who had that.
In her early 20s.
Oof,
yeah.
Early 20s. She had it really bad. 20s,
yeah. Anyway, so in her case, fortunately, like insurance covered the costs, but it just kind of gave her a revelation that, there's so many women like her who aren't as lucky, who don't have insurance to cover that, and they're having to pay out of pocket, or they just have to live with it because they can't afford it at all. So she teamed up with a friend of hers, Yasmin Nicole, who was a 4th-year medical student at Howard, and they created a nonprofit raising funds to provide assistance for women who need fibroid-related medical treatments.
Yeah,
and I just wanted to recognize
Yes, congratulations to them. Like I said, previously I've known quite a few people who've had that same issue with fibroids, and I know a couple folks, even in my family alone, who've had myomectomies. So yeah, thank God they had insurance at the time. But yeah, it can be.
I don't know
costly.
what the procedure is called, like where they shrink the fibroids, but like the myomectomy is like all out removal, and then there's something that they do to shrink them. They're both really
for someone I know.
Though.
Did they remove the ovaries and put them back or something? It sounded really complex.
Yeah.
I don't know, but I think that's awesome. So congratulations to those ladies.
Indeed.
That's what they call, I think Robin Roberts says this on Good Morning America. She says making your mess a message.
Yeah.
Yeah. Or making a message out of your mess. I don't know. Basically,
I get it.
A message for your problems. But yeah. All right. So that's very positive. And we're going to get into some Internet of Things. And after you just took us higher, I'm just going to have to take us a little bit lower with what's going on in the Internet.
What is happening?
So it's the story that keeps on giving, sis. The Sean Diddy Combs story.
Ooh.
All right. So we all know that Sean Diddy Combs is currently incarcerated after being arrested on charges of sex trafficking, racketeering, and transportation to engage in prostitution. Okay. Yeah. So his attorney, Mark Agnifilo, has stated that Diddy wants to testify at his upcoming trial. He says his state of mind is actually remarkably positive.
Because he's a sociopath.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Maybe he's just in there thinking. Who knows? Thinking of ways how he got enough time to think about some stuff. So, but his attorney says he spends several hours with him every day, and his resolve is strong, and he's engaged. He said he's focused on his defense, and he has come to terms with the fact that this is where he is for now. Okay, he is very eager to testify at his upcoming trial. The attorney states, he says, I don't know that I could keep him off the stand. I think he's very eager to tell his story. He wants to tell every part of his story, including what you saw in the video.
Girl, we're going to hear about the abuse that started when he was 2. And that's going to be the reason why he has turned that around and abused all these other people and all this, and why he collects baby oil because he was always chafed when he was a child.
And with all he had going on, that's what made the head last 1,000 bottles of baby oil. That's wild.
Girl.
That's wild stuff.
I ain't trying to hear it. I'm not really trying to hear it. Look, everybody deserves a trial.
I was going to say that
innocent
until proven guilty, but there's some pretty damning evidence out there, Diddy.
This is right.
Evidence, so yeah. Oh, the mighty have fallen. But his next hearing is scheduled for October 9th, which is upcoming quickly. So,
all right.
That's what I got.
All right. Well, I got news on New York City Mayor Eric Adams.
Ooh, Lord, that mess.
He was indicted last week after months of investigation, searches, and subpoenas. And he's accused of accepting more than $100,000 worth of flights, getting flued out, staying in really fancy hotels, but accepting this money from people tied to, the Middle East.
Yeah. Ooh, ugly.
And allegedly fueling his whole run for mayor with illegal donations that really helped him to qualify for more than $10 million in public campaign funds, and it's just been I don't know, snowball from there. Once you start accepting dirty money, I don't even know if he's done it. Look, this is alleged, crimes, and obviously he is up for trial. He did plead not guilty, however.
I mean, look at the highest court in the land. We got Supreme Court justices accepting, private jets and private island and gifts and things like that. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of corruption out there, and a lot of people who are using money to, influence. So, I'm not making excuses for the man. It's disgusting. You're supposed to be serving the people, but he's not the first to do this. So I don't know.
Yeah, he seems rather, high on himself.
But they've been after him for a hot minute. I remember, I think we reported on him some months ago. They had taken a phone of his or something. I don't know.
Oh yeah, they've been, like I said, investigating, doing all this for months.
He done rubbed somebody the wrong way. That's all I'm gonna say about that. So.
Right.
I don't know what to say. Not good luck to him. So I don't know. But as you said, everybody deserves a fair trial. So I won't even say that. So, hey, he'll have his day in court and we'll see what happens. So, all right, child. And I know you've been gone, child. So I don't even know if you had a chance to keep up with all the things that have been going on the nets with Miss Cardi B and Offset.
Well, I heard about, I can't remember. It's some young rapper who was in her DMs or something, and Offset called him, and I felt like this guy really should have just like called Offset back or maybe talked to him and said what he said. But he vented about how, you know, he told Cardi she needed a real one, and she wrote back in the DMs. But obviously they've had like ongoing issues. She's threatened divorce.
Their entire relationship. Yeah.
What do they have, like 2 or 3 kids?
They have 3 now. She just had a baby. So she announced her pregnancy and announced her divorce kind of at the same time that she was filing for divorce.
Okay.
So, and apparently it's very contentious, and she sounds like she's very tired. I saw the video, and you know, Cardi will get on Instagram, honey. She don't need a publicist because she's going to always clap back and answer and tell you what's going on one way or the other.
So what are their issues, though? Is it infidelity? Like, what's going on?
Well, it's been going on so long. I think she's just tired, honey. She tired. You know, she just said that.
What,
I don't know. The cheating, I guess the cheating is part of it. Apparently she said that there's nothing that he can do that could surprise her or piss her off or upset her anymore. She said he has done it absolutely everything, and she sounds like she's just tired. She said that she's too good for him. She always been too good for him. So she said she regrets her relationship with him. She said, "Hey, you know, I you know," and apparently I don't know what what started the beef, because this has been going on for so long as far as him like cheating and stuff like that. So I'm just assuming sis just tired, and apparently he's like, I don't know. She said he's threatening to take everything from her that she's worked for, and you know, she said they about to be at war in the divorce, and I'm just like, you owe it to your kids to try to separate amicably, in my opinion.
You owe it to yourself.
Yeah,
you know, so your own peace of mind too.
She said, "Hey, you gonna sleep with other women? That's what you do anyway. You get drunk in the club, get these hoes $2,000." She was like, "That's what you do. The hoes gotta survive too. It's a recession out here." That's what she said. She said she ain't even mad at it. They gotta get their money. So that's what you're gonna do anyway.
She's speaking from experience.
I mean, a lot of stuff that she said was making sense. She was just saying, look, you know, you sleep with other women because that make you feel like a big man, because you won't feel like a big man in this house because I'm a boss. She said she a boss in her own right.
She was once the woman in the club, though, and she was once.
That's why she said she ain't mad at chicks in the club. Like, she said, hey, hoes got to make it too. That's what she was saying. She was like, it's a recession out here. They got to get paid.
So, but I'm confused on the whole I'm too good. Like, basically,
well, she's just saying
he's attracted to that. So,
yeah.
What do you say?
Hey,
he is who he is.
He is who he is. Well, let's just keep it 100. But she's been off the pole for a very long time. She's been hustling a good while. She was on Love and Hip Hop doing her thing. Hey,
she was doing that while she was on Love and Hip Hop.
She's been on her grind though.
I think Love and Hip Hop helped to put her like.
I mean, it catapulted her. Yeah, and it made her a household name pretty much. Yeah, but
yeah.
So shit. Yeah, she said you ain't no big man in this house, but you got to sleep with these other hoes that's beneath her and beneath him, I guess, just to make himself feel good. So she's, hey.
Can you imagine though, like,
did you see, as she was
in a house where like somebody's like telling you ain't no big man. Like,
yeah, well, hopefully she's not doing that. But yeah, you shouldn't do that.
If she's doing that in the divorce process, she's
but I guess she also shouldn't have to shrink herself. She's been a boss,
but shrinking yourself doesn't have to involve like emasculating someone.
No, absolutely not.
I don't
agree with that.
I feel like they both probably have some. Obviously in the divorce, like it's never just one person's fault.
Yeah,
so.
Look, I'm just like, y'all got 3 kids. Just try to do right by one another.
Yeah.
But the other thing was like when she was going off, he was calling her phone. Apparently, she said she had to keep like sending him.
Did she do live?
She did a live, and then at one point he responded in the chat. He said, "You effed with a baby inside you." She said, "And did." So she pretty much like confirmed. But she also said, "When you hurt, you do unthinkable things." I was like, "Dang." They just putting all unthinkable. That's the unthinkable thing that she slept with somebody while she was pregnant with his child.
Oh,
that's what he was saying. He said, "You effed with a baby in you." He mean F somebody else.
That's not gonna help her divorce case at all. Like you gotta be, you gotta be
as much as he
that,
cheated.
You know?
As
like,
much as he cheated, they both cheated, though. I guess
that's what I'm saying. Like she could have kept that on the inside, kept it close.
She said, "And did." That was her response when he said. I guess she was like, "Hey," but she didn't really come. Well, she said, "And did," so that's kind of confirming it.
So are they getting divorced? They file in Georgia. Or New York or what?
Wherever they got married. I thought they got married in New York, maybe. I think they got married in New York. And
you know, they have to, but they live here.
Yeah. She said she's never lived in Georgia.
Really?
Georgia,
they just have a home.
They have a house here, but she got a whole house in New Jersey somewhere.
Okay, gotcha.
She said she doesn't.
Jersey.
She doesn't like Atlanta.
Interesting. I don't like Atlanta either.
Oh, child.
I don't blame you, girl.
But this is the thing. So this story right here just brings me right around to our main topic, honey, and it's red flags. Okay, so yeah, we're talking red flags and just unhealthy connections.
No, a lot is bad red flags right there.
I mean, I don't know. I just feel like a lot of times women, I think men do too, but I don't know why. Maybe because I'm a woman and I speak to a lot of women. It seems like women have a habit of ignoring red flags. I mean, I think I've ignored red flags myself in the past.
I know I have. Yeah.
So it's like as you get older, you get a little bit wiser. But you can't be. That's one thing about me. I'm not gonna be a repeat offender. You know, I may look the other way. You know, but I'm not gonna keep looking the other way on things. And I don't learn the same lesson twice. That's also the other thing about me.
I do.
Yeah, you do.
Sometimes.
Why? Why do you think people ignore red flags?
I mean, I wouldn't say
you
necessarily.
know what people say? They say the heart wants what it wants, but it want to be broken because that's what you're doing.
I know, right?
That's what you're doing when you ignore red flags.
Well, I'm not saying necessarily like in relationship, but sometimes I do make the same mistakes. Like, you know, it has to sink in. But yeah, I've definitely ignored red flags in relationships in the past. I try not to now, but you know.
Yeah, I'm too old for that because I don't have the time to be ignoring no red flags at this big age. What I be telling you.
Well, I try to do it early on, like, you know, try to vet out what you can about a person and like really kind of look for that early on, so that I don't even start to develop any kind of feeling for a person. Yeah, and it's much easier to cut ties. Like when.
I don't know. I see people, they jump in with both feet. And I'll be like, are you looking at what I'm looking for? Looking at this dude living in my basement. He ain't got no job. You got to take him everywhere. He go like, I just never understand why some of the women I know, they make a man-made project.
Girl, no, I'm definitely not doing that.
I mean, for me, we all come with a certain amount of stuff. I don't necessarily want to say baggage. I don't know. We all come with stuff. You know? Yeah. And nobody's perfect, but they're like clear to me signs. Like I think earlier today, we were having a conversation about, you know, Jennifer Williams, you know, who recently got married to her fiance, Christian Gold, who has and everybody has a past, but it seems like there's some red flags there that she may be ignoring. And I know she's had issues in the past with men taking advantage of her and stealing from her.
Oh, yeah.
And this gentleman, you know, apparently he's had some domestic violence in the past, and he scammed people out of a bunch of money, and he still owes restitution, and he's like serving time now. I think right after they got married, he had to serve 15 days for violating probation or something. I don't know. Some of that stuff is red flags for me. The domestic violence one and holding a woman against her will, and especially defrauding people out of funds, and she's wealthy. That's like a huge red flag for me. So I don't know.
I don't know a whole lot about their relationship, but I know there's a big age gap.
Yeah, that doesn't make it criminal.
Think that alone isn't the red flag, but you know, it speaks to a lack of maturity that he's been in trouble and then is violating his probation.
Yeah, you know? I mean, it speaks to the fact that he doesn't make great decisions, and then he's posting pictures of them in Switzerland. He knows he's on probation, so he violated his probation. That wasn't very smart. That right there. So things like that, like, I don't know. And, you know, I hate to keep bringing up the celebrities, but you think about Sierra and Future. When she got pregnant, I was like, girl, why are you pregnant by this man? He got like 6 kids. At this point now, he has 9 kids by 9 different women.
Wow.
And he only claims 7 of them, from what I understand.
So baby Future got a lot of siblings.
A lot of siblings. Not to mention, honey, Nick Cannon is a red flag, a walking red flag. Yeah. Those baby mamas, you know, it's a different lifestyle. So people make these decisions and then they wonder why they're hurt. Yeah. I don't know. I can see if somebody's like really lying to you and you believe them and you trust them, you have that level of trust and they're not being honest. But I mean, I just feel like if you can save yourself a whole lot of trouble if you know, use your mind, use your head sometimes instead of your heart when you see things.
And I mean, like, you started off by saying that, you know, women are frequently the ones to ignore the red flags. Is because we're emotional often. Like we lead with love and all this kind of stuff, where men are often more logical.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is not working for me. I'm good. Like I'm you know.
And they know how to just do the sex and not get their feelings or anything else involved. We tend to, get more involved emotionally.
Yeah, but you should be evaluating a person a bit more before you even get in that physically involved with them. Some red flags are more glaring.
Yeah.
You don't have to be around a person long to know if they've got like substance abuse issues.
Oh, that's for sure a red flag.
Yeah. Somebody who's like they have no other relationships other than you, like
no other relationships, or
codependency.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah.
And especially some of the abusive stuff too. People that can talk down to you. It may not be physical. It may even be subtle at sometimes, but they'll just say things to you.
Yeah.
You have those are definitely red flags.
I remember going out with this guy one time. I thought he was controlling, he was just like, what are you wearing? And, that kind of, he's into.
You'd be like, dude, I caught you in this outfit. Now I can't wear it.
I was like, I bought everything in my closet, bro.
Exactly.
Like,
you don't get to tell me what to wear, man.
Nah.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
So
they're out there, folks, you can save yourself a lot of trouble and heartache by not ignoring these things. And you can't fix nobody. It's not your job to fix them. I'm always like, fix yourself and then maybe we can talk, but no.
Yeah. And I think like sometimes people look at folks' past as, an indicator that's a red flag. And I think with that, you just have to be more careful. Like somebody who's cheated, in the past, or. And that
doesn't, to me, I don't think once a cheater, always a cheater. Some people say that.
I agree.
I don't believe that.
I agree that's not like necessarily the case. Mm-hmm. However, like it's something that you should be kind of mindful of and really dig into what led to the cheating. Like, you don't want to get too much into past relationships, but at the same time, that's one of those things. If you're still interested in proceeding and it's not enough of a red flag that you would, just kind of brush it off as, oh, well, it'll never happen to us. You know what I mean? And
you can tell when it's an actual real change in a person. To me, you can. It's change behavior. You just kind of watch before you just jump with both feet. Okay, well, some of my final thoughts on, red flags are, I was saying I don't like jealousy and distrust. Mm-hmm. To me, that's like a real issue. Somebody just totally jealous all the time, and questioning your whereabouts and all in your phone, things of that nature. I don't like men who talk down to women or who are violent toward them or just speaking angrily toward people, women in particular. I don't like how people treat staff sometimes, or you're talking about like wait staff and things like that. I pay attention to stuff like that. If you're just not a kind person to me, or you're just completely rude and nasty to people, that's a red flag for me.
Yeah.
Those are some of the biggies for me. What do you think?
Well, I guess my final thoughts on it are like everybody's red flags are different,
Yeah.
So there's no exhaustive list of red flags, and yours might look totally different from what mine are. So it's really important to know yourself, know what you can tolerate, know what you want in a relationship, what you don't want in a relationship. And that could be any type of relationship. So it could be a romantic relationship, a friendship, a partnership, an employee-employer relationship, any type of kind of like dynamic, you can, pick up on red flags. And they're going to look different in every particular, every scenario. So know what they are and be willing to walk away. Like try to be more rational about it and just be willing to walk away. Because like you're going to regret, more than likely, you will regret not having done so. Yeah. Because they just get worse. They get magnified as time goes on.
Don't take a whole lot of time. Like some people they'll sit in a relationship and know and see the red flags, and next thing you know, there's a year into it, 2 years into it, Save yourself some trouble.
And time.
Some trouble, some time, some heartache. Don't get all deep in it, when there's some things that are, just screaming in the back of your head about the person that's not right. You have to trust your instincts. We were all born with a little bit of discernment, I think, and some common sense. True. So just try and use that.
Especially women, intuition.
Yeah, that intuition will kick in. So don't let nobody be gaslighting you, love bombing you. That's the biggest thing nowadays. A man will, or a woman, anybody in a relationship can just, shower you with all these things and all this love, but there's something there that's not right, and narcissism is a big thing also. Watch out for that. So
narcissists and codependent folk. If they ain't got no friends.
Oh yeah, no friends.
She ain't got no friends. You're their only source of everything, then it's a red flag in most cases. For most people, that's a red flag.
Yeah. So all right, girl. You ready to get into some each one, teach one? What you got?
Sure. So I'm going to talk about focusing on what you can actually control. And so versus focusing on anything else. And I don't remember all the words, but the serenity prayer comes to mind. And
God grant me the things. God grant me the strength to change the things that I can. And not worry about the things that I cannot change, and the wisdom to know the difference, something like that.
Yeah, I haven't recited it in a while, but
y'all know what we talking about.
Definitely. So just take a good assessment of what's within your control. You just save yourself a whole lot of heartache and stuff like that, and peace by worrying about those things that are not within your control. I've been known to spin my wheels sometimes on things that I can't even change and help. So,
I needed that. Thank you, sis. I needed that. So, I can't worry about the things I can't change,
No.
So,
cannot.
All right. Well, my each one, teach one is, your thoughts and your actions are like boomerangs. So what you pass along or put out to others will come back to you. And again, I was saying that because I had my friends / family come down from Augusta because, of the storm that happened. They were without power. They were without, I think, water, no internet. So they came and they stayed with me. Turns out that one of them works for a hotel chain. And I am traveling this weekend and I needed a hotel room.
Wow.
And yeah, she was able to pull something together for me, at a really, really good price.
That's
awesome. I was like, oh, wow, that came back to me fairly quickly.
That's awesome.
So, yeah, that was my lesson this week. So, yeah, go out here and do good things, people. Put good things out in the world. It'll come back to you.
The energy you put out, energy you get back in a lot of cases, Just a law of attraction.
Yeah, basically. And so that brings us to the end of our show. And we want to thank you for sticking with us as we continue to grow. You can listen and subscribe to the show on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts.
We also invite you to like and follow us on IG and TikTok, and email us at spontaneousdisruption@gmail.com to chat with your hosts or propose topics for future episodes. With that, we'll see you next week, and we out.